All right, Trustee Mosip, since you wanted to bring forward, please do.
Sure. So I'd like to make a motion to, actually, I'm putting this motion for discussion only today, and I hope that we can vote on it next meeting.
Oh, well, then you don't need to make it a motion then, if you want to do it as a discussion.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll do it for the discussion item.
So obviously with the rise of bullying and cyberbullying and experiencing it myself, and recognizing that we had a lot of discussion last meeting on bullying, and it happens unfortunately in every district, and it is our duty as a school district to make sure that we confront it and we put solutions to resolve it. And I think we have been doing a phenomenal job with the leadership of Dr. Maleko in doing so, and we have actually put a lot of things on policy, in our own board policy regarding bullying. And I would like to, I share this resolution with you, which references the state law. It's called the Matt Epling Safe School Law, which prohibits any forms of bullying occurring on school grounds by not just only students, but also staff, administrators, parents, or any person on school ground. And then we have our own policy, which I would not read, which I have drafted for you, but it's going to be also offered, or I hope this will be posted as a draft on the agenda item for next meeting. And I welcome all of your feedback, and I've received your feedback on the format, not on the content of this resolution. This resolution would also recognize October as the National Bullying Prevention Month, as it has been recognized by school districts all over the nation, and also government entities such as city council entities. This resolution ties the strategic plan number 3, which states the following: strengthening positive relationships and student leadership to improve discipline and attendance and decrease bullying. Quickly at the end, it is resolved, and I did quote the policy that we have, which is 551701, which has a responsibility of each school principal. I know some of our schools are already doing an amazing job of doing a lot of sessions on anti-bullying. Some are doing it differently. I would like to see some consistency. The administration also have been addressing that in many ways, in many different forms. At MASB, I went as a session where they talked about the well-being of the student prior to academics, and they focused deeply on that. And I was very impressed by their presentation with the social emotional learning model. I would like the district to explore that more, and I hope to pass this resolution next meeting with a unanimous vote from all of you. So I appreciate all of the feedback. The administration said that they will have feedback for me, and obviously they're still waiting to gather their feedback. And since this was presented I was going to present this at the college meeting and then listen to most of you that said we need to separate business or college business from P to 12 or business. So that's it. The last thing is that I would love this resolution to be posted on our website and also on the First Bell publication. And we do hold these rules that we set for ourselves as a district and for everybody to follow. And we encourage a bullying-free environment in all of our schools. Thank you.
Okay, Trustee Lee.
I would like to see the original resolution. I thought we passed one several years ago, did we not? I thought we already had one.
To recognize October or
No,
just bullying in general?
my understanding was many years when Roxanne
When we first
McDonald was put on a
implemented the-
committee, before she was on the board even, we passed a resolution. But we don't have.
We don't have any record
any
of that?
way of, of finding it.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of what happens with resolutions, generally speaking. They get adopted and they kind of disappear. They're not the same, they don't have the same, they're not policy, they're not guidelines.
Absolutely.
And
They
how
just-
does this compare to others across the state? Did you take this from others?
Actually, I took this from a school district in California, and I obviously changed it a lot to reflect Dearborn, or to apply to Dearborn. They actually had one of the resolutions where they already did student involvement in the development of anti-bullying policies. And I said it can increase the effectiveness of these policies. That's promoting an educational system that personalizes education for each student and respects the diverse cultures, abilities, and learning styles. So if we already have a policy, but I would love that our students or our representatives would be included in this draft. And I would like to comment on what Trustee Lane said. We may have passed the resolutions in the past, but I think this would be a reminder for anyone that we are anti-bullying. We confirm to that, and we walk the walk. We talk the talk, and we walk the walk. So reminding everybody, and that's why it's every month that we recognize this as the National Bullying Prevention Month. It's a reminder, because bullying could happen in any school, in any environment. Doesn't matter what the circumstances are. And again, it's not only applying to students, but also to staff, administrators, anybody who visits our schools as well.
So I'm unsure where where is student involvement? I'm not sure where that's going. Is the student advisory committee going to get this and work on it?
I hope. I mean, that's why I give it another month to get their feedback as well, so we can have the best
I don't think that's going to
resolution.
be enough, because they meet once a month. Ms. Charles could tell us that exactly, but
Well, they could, I mean, we can share the Google Doc and get their feedback as well. We don't have to wait until a meeting happens.
well, I think there's just a couple of typos. I think the verbs, so I'd like to
I
have
would like-
those
I would like those
corrected.
to be corrected as well.
Yeah, there's a couple of places where it should be policy states, or the strategic plan goal states.
Sure.
Yeah, so, and then the last one also, population. I'm not sure about publication. So are you intending that this is going to be put on the website, or published, or printed someplace? I was not sure about that. At the ending, it said it's resolved that this be posted on the
Right,
website
so
and
the first,
publication?
I think
So you
this-
want it,
Absolutely.
printed in there?
In all of our communication, that we say we pass this resolution, and this is what it says, or in the summary.
It goes into a record when we, vote on something.
And I believe you all have access to this, so you can make a comment, or you're welcome to make a change to it.
Well,
as it
I
states.
did ask for some changes, one of which is, and I've written resolutions in the past as well, that you don't put into a resolution something that's already been adopted. So you've got the full policy in here. That's already been adopted. It's on record.
Right.
It's formal. So you can reference it, but the impact of a resolution is supposed to state an issue, a problem, a concern. That's the whereas part. Then the resolve part is about what your actions are going to be to resolve it. And it should be more like, be it resolved that this, if what you want to do is reinforce the policy, then we put, be it resolved that board policy blank, 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 will be consistently addressed in each and every building, rather than just spelling out the policy again. The policy's already there. It's on public record. We've already voted on it. It's adopted. I'm not, usually resolutions are to make a new statement, a fresh statement with new words, not to just cut and paste something that's already on file and on record. That was what I was trying to direct you to consider.
Absolutely, and I take your feedback very in a highly manner. I actually had the opportunity to speak to MASB counsel, and I showed him the resolution, and he said it doesn't matter either or, as far as if you want to copy and quote the policy or you just want to reference it by name. I just thought it would add more weight if we include that in the resolution.
Well, it would
So
make more-
people would not have to
Yeah.
go and Google it and see, okay, what does this policy say?
But it would really make more impact if we say we are asking every school
Absolutely.
to,
I'm
rather
open
than
to
just rewriting it, because they already know what's there.
Well, I wish, I hope they do. So.
Well, I hope that, yeah. I
So,
mean,
thank
we've
you.
adopted it, it is a formal policy, and it's available for anybody to look on, under our policies and guidelines. Is there anybody, yes, trustee Barrett?
I mean, Trustee Moses, thank you for continuing this discussion. We always talk about, this is not something new to Dearborn Public Schools. I love the fact that you're recognizing not only our most important population of students, but teachers, staff, and administrators and parents. That's awesome. My question is, did we go away from that anti-bullying event that we used to hold?
They decided to do something differently. Yeah.
What are,
So we got a lot of feedback. We used to do a big event in the fall every
yeah, I
year.
remember that.
And we got a lot of feedback from the schools. And, you know, obviously, we want to serve our principals, serve our teachers. And a lot of that feedback came back from our teachers and our principals who said, doing that big event every year where you showcase 1 or 2 or 3 schools, you know, that's a lot of extra work for us. It's one more event that we've got to do. It's one more event that the parents have to drag out for. Can you do it in a different way? So that's when we created the Care to the Core event, and a celebration of our whole district. Every single school is performing some type of activity on that day that highlights what they're
At
doing
their
in their school, to either to address bullying or the culture and climate of the school. We all gather as administrators, we head out, we go travel to every school. We had Facebook Live all day long. We were doing all kinds of media blitz and doing all kinds of great things to promote what every single school was doing to address this very serious concern of bullying in our schools. It's fabulous. We love it. It's phenomenal. Ms. Charles is my partner on it, and her and I, we get our energy going, and man, it is a great event.
And
see
I
how
saw-
pumped
Care
up
to
he
the
is?
I saw
Care to
the
the core.
I saw the bus.
And that's
I
how
went to
pumped up
my
he would be
local
at those
elementary
events from
school.
what I remember. He would be that pumped up.
Well, it's an
Thank you.
important
No, it
topic.
is an
It's an important
Thank
topic,
you.
and that's why I get, and it's exciting to see all the different programs that our schools are doing day in and day out to address bullying. So I thank you, Mr.
And it
Barry,
touches
because
them a
it
little
is.
bit
And
more intimately
Trustee
than just
Moses,
one
thank you
big.
too, because it is, these are an important topic.
Serious issue is an
that we
important
want to
topic.
address.
Thank you.
It needs to be, I have nothing about, with the resolution itself, it's just the tidying up of it. That's just my personal
I'd like
commentary
to
on
have
it.
trustee McDonald's feedback also.
Yeah.
I
since
can
she
just
was
imagine
the
her
originator.
response, so.
Yeah, well, because she was involved
She
in the
might be
original,
upset.
Maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
it sure was. And hopefully she's safe someplace out in the snow there.
She's still up north from what I hear.
No,
No, she
she's
was
kinda-
slowly making her
She was
way
slowly
back
making her way
downstate.
down, yeah. Is there any other comments at this point on that topic? Yes, Dr. Mead.
Well, I just would like trustee Moses to consider the possibility that we already have a policy. So if you come with this resolution and I say to you, we already have a policy, we need to advertise it. I'm going to vote against this resolution because we already have a policy. Well, that puts me in a very negative situation with the public. It sounds like I'm voting against bullying when we've already approved the policy. So I'm kind of asking you to think about pulling this. To think
Recognizing
about,
the month.
To think about pulling.
Recognizing October as the other school
Yeah.
districts.
Well-
We haven't, I don't think we've done that as a body, and we should do that.
Well, that's why I'm
every-
telling you to take the cut and paste of the policy itself out
I think it's
here.
very important to state the policy there, so you don't have to go and Google that policy
Well,
after that.
you-
I think it's
don't
very
believe-
important to.
Unless there's legal issues with the policy,
There's
actually,
not.
what I'm seeing is actually it's bringing more attention to the policy. How many of our parents or whomever actually go to our policies and go through them, or?
But why
This
do we
is
have a
bringing attention.
resolution when we already have a policy?
Well, not only that, I'd like to just state one thing, and it's very important. I stated this policy, and it spells out 3 different things. Each school principal should hold 3 anti-bullying events each year, including a kickoff fall event each year. That's in our policy. Forms adult and student anti-bullying committees. Teaches the district response to bullying behavior curriculum. Holds annual parent anti-bullying training for parents. And tracks incidents of bullying behavior. Now, we are doing these, at least in my son's school. I don't see that consistently happening at all schools. And I'd like to see, actually, perhaps in request for information, that we want to get a report that we've been, in this policy, we've been asking to track these incidents. And I've been in my son's school now for a long time. We haven't had, I don't think, a committee that does anti-bullying that is formed by adults and students. It's an elementary, so I don't know how's like, at least maybe hosting even all kinds of students in that committee. But at the high school, I know many different schools are doing different things. And I'd like to, and I recognize that, but we would like to see if we're applying this policy. And
But this resolution isn't going to,
at least, I
that.
did my part, at least to say, we reiterated this policy, so Dr. Maleko, administrators, and all the teachers and students recognize that we're looking at this and that bullying is not tolerated. Because it's looking at the numbers of suspensions that we have at our districts. You can look at the data. It's higher than usual. And most of it goes back to bullying. And if we're not going to address the elephant in the room and we say bullying is happening at all levels, then we are very out of touch as board members. And we really need to address this head on. And I'm not saying it's only happening in Dearborn. It's happening all over.
It's human nature, it's
It's
everywhere.
and especially with the spread of cyberbullying, it's crazy. And I'm not gonna say we're gonna look at other districts, but we need to look at ourselves sometimes in the mirror and say, are we doing the right thing here? And bullying, unfortunately, still occurs every single day in every single school.
all right, 10 o'clock is almost here, and we have to extend the meeting.
Motion to extend the meeting 15 minutes?
Support?
All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Mead.
No,
Yes.
Yes.
Trustee Lang.
Would you like to reconsider?
I'm waiting to see if Dr. Mead is reconsidering.
why would I reconsider? I get to vote.
That's true.
Okay, I'll vote in favor.
Trustee Thorpe, yes. Trustee Petlicoff.
Yes. You're outvoted, sorry.
Doesn't mean you
I
have
hear
to, that you get to leave.
Majority of
All right.
I will.
Then we've had the discussion, I think everybody has an understanding that trustee Mosip is happy with the resolution the way it is. If anybody
Well,
wants to
I'm still welcoming
Yeah,
feedback, so it might
so
look a little bit
my
different.
suggestion is so that we can not extend this meeting too terribly long. How about, would you be comfortable then if people talk to you or
Absolutely.
contact you independently?
And I
if they have
welcome-
any suggestions?
And I welcome all students and
And
public
then I
also
will
to-
bring it, put it on the agenda. If you make any changes, please send it again.
Absolutely.
So
It's the same
that
document.
everybody can see the changes, and it will be put on the next month's agenda, if that's what you're looking for.
Thank you.
I have a quick question, trustee Mosip. You mentioned a request for information regarding this. Is
I'll
there-
do that in the request of the
Got it.
information.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay. All right, next,
There are no other discussion items.
Yeah.
Next, moving to Board of Education business, acknowledgement of correspondence.
okay, we got an email from the DFT today. Other than that, I don't think I've gotten anything.
I got that email too.
Anything else? Correspondence-wise. Okay, next.
Board member committee and organization reports.
Any?
We didn't have
I
anything
don't think
before
we've had
this.
any, no.
A question, are we meeting again for executive session? Is that being postponed to Wednesday?
No, it's not being postponed. It is a meeting that is scheduled, yes, and I'll discuss that real quick. Okay. Next.
Board member and superintendent commentary.
Don't you dare.
I'm gonna make it very quick, it's a good one, trust me. I'd like to
All right,
Thank
trustee
Dr. Trockel for
Yeah,
sitting in today, it's
very-
an amazing
yes.
job.
It's a
Especially at a
privilege.
very heated,
You're a
meeting,
great
so
board to work with.
Thank you very much.
Doing a lot of great work, so it's
thank
good
you.
to be here.
We tried to be kind.
President
Yes.
Petchikoff, may I remind everyone that we'll have the battle against hunger coming up, and people are asked to donate for the less fortunate between November 18th and the 24th. Pardon?
It's like they
Okay,
knew
so
you were
they-
gonna say it because
Oh,
it
yeah,
popped up on the
well.
TVs.
Bing. Good. Yeah, so I would encourage everyone to do that. They can drop off food at at the 3 high schools.
Yes, trustee Thor.
Got something earlier today that the Empty Bowls event is gonna be happening on Monday, the 25th. So
Okay.
2 weeks from today. And that is a fundraiser for the art. Wow, it's like they know what we're gonna say.
Somebody's listening.
Come on, Daily 4 numbers. All right, that's all I had.
At Park Place.
Park Place. thank
Dr.
you.
Mead?
For the month of November, Hawk Nest at the college is looking for donations.
So you
The
can
food
donate
is
there, too.
going out, they've doubled how many students are
Requesting,
asking for
yeah.
food. And the shelves are about half full, so if anybody wants to
Yeah.
donate.
Perhaps we can bring to the next meeting.
There you go, good idea. Challenge
Yeah, that
everybody.
is a good idea. Everybody brings
This
something.
Wednesday and the next Monday.
Yeah.
College meeting, nobody's gonna carry from here to. Anyways, next time.
All right, trustee Moses?
Yeah, quickly, mentoring program at Edsel Ford in its second month. It's going to be this Thursday at 7:15 a.m. I am also later that Thursday leaving to Washington, D.C., and I'll be attending the Heroes Dinner and a Policy and Power Conference organized by the New American Leadership Project, an organization that encourages people of color, minorities, and women to run for office. So they are actually paying for my flight, and they're paying for the hotel stay. So, and we'll be conversing with many other elected officials around the country about policy. I will also be happy to join Dr. Maliko if he gets me a pass to attend the ceremony for Lindbergh. So I'd like to also congratulate Lindbergh once again for receiving that prestigious award, and I'm looking forward to that celebration.
All right, then, next item, please.
Request for information and/or future agenda items.
Okay,
You can go first.
okay, trustee Moses?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mr. Wall for preparing that spreadsheet of all of the contracts, so now we can look at the different contracts, and I don't have to go and shuffle the board meeting minutes. So thank you, that was very, very helpful, and it will make my job easier and make your job easier as well when we ask questions.
Just realize it's a Google Doc, so it's a ever-living document that we're gonna
Great.
continue to update and change. So if you see
As we
something
approve
that
contracts.
expires or something new, it'll be continuously happening.
Perfect. A request for information, I'd like to see the bullying events, if those are obviously being tracked, to see.
What every school is
And,
doing.
yeah, and suspensions per school, the track record. I've seen that on my school data, and they've been on the rise. To see what other ways we can do to make sure that students,
Do you want it in-school versus out-of-school suspensions, or all suspensions?
I would say both, would give us a good idea. Those are the two things that I'm asking for. Thank you.
Just to follow up on that, at what level?
High school, I looked at high school,
Oh, okay,
and all of them are on the rise.
because we had the middle
We
schools
did,
and high schools
yeah,
just
a
recently. maybe
year
those
or
just-
two
Yeah,
ago,
we've
we
had a
did.
report on it, but he wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, the information
Right,
is
just
there,
an
you can
yeah.
update them.
Yeah,
Just
just,
get 'em
get-
up to
yeah,
date.
it
Sure.
should
Make
be,
your job
yeah.
easier, whoever's.
Yeah,
doing it.
because we did just have a report.
Are you looking for a certain time period?
I mean, to compare also, to see the trend.
The past year?
The
or-
past 2 years, to see the, because I saw the trend on
Well, I
my
guess
school
the
data.
question is, as of at the end of last year, school year?
Yeah, that's
wanna
what we're saying, the
towards-
time frame.
Specific
We're in the middle of a
numbers,
semester
yes,
now,
but
so-
Yeah.
to say, this is how many suspensions we had, that data is already available on my school data. So I could see that, but I'd like to see like what type of events, was it huge fights or, assault or whatever?
Oh, you want to by,
At least the 3 high schools for now, just to get an
So
idea.
you're looking for the past 2 years for high schools for in-school suspensions and out-of-school suspensions?
Yes, and reasons for that,
Over a 2-year period?
yes,
and what
And
the
the type of
occurrences.
infraction.
Yeah,
Yes.
what the occurrences were.
thank you.
That might take some time.
Take your time.
All right. Yes, trustee Thorpe.
Earlier today, we had the report about the gymnastics program. One thing that was mentioned in there is about the MHSAA and the fact how Dearborn and Edsel were a united team. Hockey is coming up with an issue, I think, as well, and I'd like
the
more
numbers.
information on the hockey, because I believe the enrollment at those two schools isn't gonna be too great for them to still
Yeah.
have a unified hockey team. So I wanna make sure that the parents and kids that are interested in hockey are aware that this could be an issue, I don't know. But from talking to Mr. Mashur in the past, let's try to get in front of this, like maybe we could have done better with gymnastics.
Right, so that we don't have a repeat of people being blindsided.
Right.
All right, then. Anybody else? Okay, future meeting dates, and I am going to address your, because that's the first one.
You taking this away from me?
No, I'm not.
No,
but-
go
but
for it.
because I just wanted to make everybody aware, we are having a study session on Wednesday at 5:30 to 7:30 here in the boardroom. We will be taping it. It's going to revolve around our self-evaluation of the board, along with board policies, and then, time permitting, we will, also have a conversation about, our next leg of the bond issues. We did get some information to start that discussion from Mr. Wall tonight, so I hope everybody takes a good look at it to try to refresh themselves as to what our potential options are moving forward and what could complicate some of those decisions that we have to make. Because we have a real short time frame for turnaround for some of these decisions we have to make. And not all of them are going to work the way one would anticipate. All right, so now you can read future meeting dates, please, Mr. Thorpe.
The Wednesday, November 13th meeting was just mentioned. Next is the Monday, November 18th, 2019 HFC meeting, 7 PM at the Administrative Service and Conference Center at Henry Ford College in the Rosenau Boardroom. Monday, December 9, 2019 P12 Board of Education meeting, 7 PM at the Administrative Service Center in the Frank Franchi Boardroom. And Monday, December 16, 2019 HFC meeting, 7 PM at the Administrative Service and Conference Center, Henry Ford College in the Rosenau Boardroom.
We are adjourned. Drive safely, everyone.
She was nice to